Hey everybody, I'm a little tired.
There you go. Be entertained.
Shuck and jive, Will, shuck and jive.
Welcome to Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Mary Shelley's Table Talk.
Welcome to Mary Shelley's Table Talk, the only place.
Hey, it's Table Talk, the show where we get your topics, we throw them in a bowl, we read them at your face. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm Matt Lieberman.
I'm Wayne Hayes.
This episode's brought to you by Strenzum's One Slice of Ham. You buy it, you get one slice of ham.
Now you may be aware of their old product, 1/2 a slice of ham, which is no good because it only gives you half a sandwich full of meat.
This is
That's
new
why
and
it was
improved.
recalled.
That's right.
Yeah.
Totally recalled. Hey, speaking of t-shirts, guys, I'm wearing a Keep Calm and What Is That, a Coffee Machine shirt. You can buy that right now on the FHP website.
ForHumanPeoples.com.
.com.
And we also have a brand new poster for SourceFed Animated. How awesome is that? You got your Falcor, you got your coffee machine, you got your Thaddeus, your scrubbing bubbles.
You got a coffee machine?
You got Will's wearing a scarf for no reason.
You got
I am Sherlock Haynes.
Oh, I get it.
Coffee machine? Has anybody been hit by a car wearing an FHP shirt, you think?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
We've sold thousands of shirts.
Just leave it. Let's just
Law of averages.
Has anyone ever been hit by a car?
wearing an FHP shirt.
The sad thing is
Has anyone
probably
ever
true.
has anyone ever been arrested wearing an FHP shirt? Has anyone been embarrassed while wearing an FHP shirt?
All the
You.
time.
You.
Has anyone
Right
been
now.
buried in an FHP
Yeah.
shirt?
Has anyone been cremated for the first time in an FHP shirt?
Find out on FH.
Tell us which one of your loved ones was cremated in an FHP shirt.
FHD.gov.
.gov.
All right, I think you got a thing in there somewhere, right? Let's jump in!
I had lunch not too long ago, so I'm feeling a bit tired.
A bit sleepy.
Well, you
and
better
but-
wake up, boy, because
Yeah.
these people want to see your smiling face.
Yeah, they want sleep. No.
I love that.
Hey, we got our first question. Another great question. Actually,
Can we get started with the video?
please.
Please.
We've
Read that.
been here for so long.
Read that. I can't throw.
Oh, you can't throw oopie. At
throw
Night of
oopie.
Nerds, George Kidwell writes, what were your first impressions of each other when you first met?
Oh, I hated every one of you guys.
Can I talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
It's well,
Because we met during our auditions.
Yeah,
But
and
I didn't realize that it was you until months after we started working
Yeah.
together.
When
Is it
you
because
are-
you think they all look the same? Or
No,
what is it?
it's
well, when
I don't know why. I think maybe your hair was a little different.
it was different at the time. When
Yeah.
you auditioned here, I'd already been working here.
Right.
And I was so and I
So it was
auditioned
you
too.
were just doing a
I almost,
formality.
yeah, I almost didn't audition because I was like, they're not gonna give it to me. Why would I waste my life? But if you ever think that, go ahead and waste your life because you never know what's
Yeah.
gonna happen. But-
Wait, hold on. You can't use when I said that you think they all look the same. You can't do that.
Why?
Why?
It's not.
When have
not-
you ever said no? I can't make this joke.
Yeah.
Because
We're gonna have to start this whole thing.
right now
Right.
is you guys are going to start talking about that topic, and the train is going to have left the station. So whatever happens is going in the video, okay?
Fuck.
Hey, what
From
does
this
that
point
mean?
on.
From this point right
From
now.
this point right
Right now.
There are no
Right
do-overs.
now. Yeah, we're just going to go.
Please keep this in the episode and write what you just said.
Because
Happy first day back, DJ. You showed up with like 2 full like written pages,
Well, see-
handwritten pages.
See,
Well, Will had an unfair advantage though. He'd been here for a while before he had.
He
actually
knew that
auditioned.
Phil prefers handwritten notes.
no. What happened was I typed it out, but I didn't have a working
I need
printer,
to get centered.
and I had to write down what I wrote on the computer.
Did you say writ?
He said what he had written.
What I writ it
said
down.
what you had written
what I wrote
down.
What I wrote it down. This isn't even a part of the story. That's how I met you, and you talked very
Can
much.
I be honest?
Yeah.
When I first,
But you didn't talk as much as the other guy that was in the room. Somebody,
Really?
Yeah, somebody's boyfriend was in the room. And
Oh
he,
yeah, he just kept talking. This girl was auditioning for SourceFedNERD, and her boyfriend just like kept talking to us. So I have a thing when I'm nervous in a room, especially when I'm auditioning for something, I just talk until I own a room. Like I'll just kind of make jokes, and even if no one's laughing, I'll just comment on everything. Like, there's so much light in here.
It was lightning.
It's so
You know,
bright.
me back
I've never
then-
been in a room that was so bright.
Me back then wouldn't do that, but me now probably, especially if I knew like I worked here, I would have trolled you guys so hard.
I gotta be honest, when I first saw, Matt, I'll get to what I thought when I first saw you, but when I first saw Will, I was like, oh man, not another black guy on SourceFed. I'm already the black guy here, and we're gonna have another black guy here. I've got competition all of a sudden.
I don't know.
I didn't actually say
I don't think I ever.
That's a joke, actually. For those
these
of
are
you
jokes. I don't think I ever brought it
I'm
up,
sure.
but the first time I saw Steve ever in my life was on a SourceFed video. When you and Joe did that video about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's like one of my first videos.
And this was after I was an intern, before I started working here again. And I remember I watched it and I was like, this guy is not funny. And I was like, this is just...
Wait, is this the Michael Bay getting his face beat up and they do Phantom of the Opera one?
No.
No.
It's
This
him
was
talking
like
about-
when we were announcing that Michael Bay was going to do Ninja Turtles.
But then, like a year later, I met you in person, and I thought you were lovely. And I will say now, as I tell you, you were probably the funniest person I've ever met in my whole life.
Thank you, Will.
And I was so wrong about you.
Thank you, man.
I believe anybody who doesn't get your jokes has never met you in person. If they meet you in person,
it's really
then
nice
they'll
of
get
you.
it. Now I love you so much, and I'll do anything
Thank you,
say.
Will. Let's have you down here for a moment.
Yeah. The funny thing,
Just look at
Will,
what I'm doing down there.
about the day that we met each other. First of all, I was like
Take a
sick
breath, will
and
you?
like buzzed out on caffeine, but like I saw you with your sheets of paper. I'm like,
You're screwed.
this poor schmuck.
This poor
has
schmuck.
no fucking. There's
I
no
mean,
way.
Is it
He's-
like when you see the guy in the job interview that's wearing like a three-piece suit?
And you're just like,
You're
oh
like,
man,
wait a
you're
minute,
trying
bro.
way too
Yeah,
hard.
yeah.
You wrote out all your fucking jokes by hand, man. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man. Good. Hey man. Break a leg, right?
And I just want to say, at those auditions,
I was an a-hole.
You were sitting over here, and I was sitting over here, and there's this girl that was sitting next to me.
Smoke show.
She was like, gosh darn smoke show. And I remember I told one of our producers at the time, I said, I don't care if you don't give it to me, you need to give it to her.
Who was she?
I don't
So that you
remember
could
her
give it to-
name,
wait,
but
now-
she was hot.
Was it Angelina Jolie?
It was Angelina Go.
Go.
Angelina
Will,
Ghost Town.
if you were to have 3 words to describe the level of smashness of this woman, what would they be?
I'd say, well, technically, her smashness was off the charts, but if I had to explain to it, like I was doing an SAT, and then one of the questions was, what in 3 words is her level of smashness? I'd say, gosh darn, shoot.
All right, those are not the words I expected.
What did you want?
Into next year!
And that's
I'll tell you what though, that woman might be watching this, and you guys are being inappropriate.
Well, if she is, follow me on Twitter, and I'm joking.
I just want to say, for the sake of all of us, that we deeply apologize for the comments that we made, as they could be misconstrued as disrespectful.
Oh, we respect women
to
around here.
Women as
I do whatever
as a
Lee tells
gender.
me to do.
Well, that has nothing to do with like male-female dynamics. That's just you just don't want to get
We
got.
definitely respect women. Buy an FHP poster.
Wait, Steve, what did you think when you first saw me? Because I remember when I first saw you, and it was after. I mean, I only knew you from videos, and I'd only been watching SourceFed like to get ready for my audition. So I came in for my last. I think it was for my last audition with Elliot.
Yeah.
And like he did one of my
TS?
stories. Yeah. T.S. Eliot.
Yeah,
T.S. Eliot wrote an amazing story about what the fuck was her name's baby? Not Missy Elliott.
that's the one.
Lil Kim's baby.
T.S. Eliot wrote.
T.S. Eliot.
baby.
T.S. Eliot
Oh,
wrote an
you said that.
amazing
T.S.
story
Eliot
about
wrote Chronicles of
about
Narnia,
Lil
right?
Kim's baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. So no, what were you thinking?
No, well, I didn't really even meet you until it was like, oh, this guy's gonna be a part-time host now. So I didn't even meet you in the auditioning process. So
Well, you and Trisha were talking to James out in what is now the writer's room when I walked by, and I was like, oh, they seem like really happy to see me. Like
It's all
like,
fake.
Yeah,
As
well,
you know now from the inside.
Well, no, I was like, oh man, they must have like seen my tape and like liked it. They were like so
I mean, we're
nice.
just jolly people.
I was
think we're
wearing
just
my
happy in
shiniest
general.
shoes.
What happened was I ended up being the first of the part-time hosts, and I was very intimidated by Joe, Lee, and Elliot because I had been watching them, and they're very talented and they're very funny people. And Lee like came from Groundlings, and Joe was Barrett's and Beretta, and Elliot had done God knows what the fuck
He worked in an animal
He worked in
hospital.
an animals hospital. And I was just like, here I am, just this fucking kid coming from Sony Pictures who was doing sound design that had never taken an improv class or a comedy class or anything like that. that, and I'm about to be thrown in with the sharks and try to compete with these people. But it turned out to not be a competition at all. It was very welcoming. It was everyone got their turn to be funny, and everyone was very yes and with all of us until came along.
How can you? I don't know. Are you editing this? Or what's gonna? I don't know.
Look at DJ.
Can we pick another fucking
Oh goodness.
Before we pick another topic, I just want to say, when I came in, I was so intimidated by you.
By me?
I wanted you to like me so badly.
I like you, Matt.
I know that now, but I didn't for months. I
for
couldn't-
months?
For months, I couldn't tell. Well, just cause like, you know, when everybody's like riffing in the room and it's fun and we're having fun, like, and I'm trying to like get my quips in there, like, it took a while for me to accept that it wasn't just like, okay, they're laughing because like, you know, I'm part of the group now, instead of
Or
just.
if it was legitimately funny.
Yeah, or like you guys like actually like wanted me around.
Yeah,
And,
of
like,
course we want you
And then
around,
like when
buddy.
that, like, oh my god, the relief when that corner was turned. Why is that so fucking funny, Will?
What's going on,
What do
Will?
I not know?
Nothing. I'm pulling pranks over here.
What are you
Oh yeah,
pranks,
he's
Billy?
putting
Nothing.
water everywhere.
No,
What are you putting water on?
Nothing.
Huh?
Nothing.
This guy's getting real bored over here, isn't he? He's real bored of us not talking about him.
No.
All right, here we go. XLKSLB CCD TKS or
Oh, you're not joking. Yeah.
It's a good name, bro.
Hitler. Read the question. See, before this goes any farther, I want to tell you I put my entire hand in your water.
That's
I just
all
want to let you know. I put my entire
Alright, come on,
read
come
I
on.
this
wasn't
real
gonna let you
quick?
do it. Underscore. Okay.
Just do this sound real quick. No. No, listen to me
Okay, let me
first.
see your mouth.
If
Oh.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
If you lost your memory but could forever hold on to one moment from your life, what would that be?
It definitely would be. Oh, never mind.
I don't know, man. There's too many.
Yeah.
This isn't
I
fair.
was gonna say something
Just
very
one
true.
moment?
One moment. It would be out of context and well. One of my memories that I like the most. All of them are kind of bland at this point.
What?
Everything
All
in the '90s is just.
You two jokers.
Pointly.
I'm gonna start this off. Well, I mean, I can remember what is honestly probably the best conversation I've ever had in my life. That would be the one. The first girl I ever fell in love with in college. Here
we go.
We had been.
boy.
Yeah, well,
Just kidding.
both of you forever.
I've never seen
No,
you. You've never
we
flipped
had
me
been-
off. You've never flipped me
Never?
off.
No, go for
I'm glad
it.
we've
Go
gotten
for it.
there.
I'm
I'm glad
sorry,
we're
Matt.
here. I'm glad
I
we're here
apologize.
now
Go ahead, you
together.
idiot.
I apologize. Go ahead.
We'd been dating for a few weeks, and I was really, really into her. And I went over to her place ostensibly to be like, you know, we should like be together. And she had asked me over to do the exact opposite to break up with me because I was moving to LA in a couple months. So she just didn't want to. She didn't want to do that. She didn't want to start something only to have it end. So we wound up staying up all night, and staying up all night and just talking about all the things we'd come to hate about each other if we dated, and laughing hysterically about it. Like, just like super well adjusted, just being like, you know, like, I told her just like, I'm like, I would have gas all the time and I'm super fucking sloppy and like, you would hate that. And then just laughing about it and her just being like, I am always depressed and I guarantee you would like put up with it until it was awful and then you would resent me for it and there's nothing that could be done about it. Like just this like real, like soul searching, like no bullshit stuff. And no one's ever talked to me that way. And yeah, that would be the one.
That's the one you want to hang on to?
None of your loved relatives or anything like that.
No, none of those
No
people.
profound info from her dad or something? Or
No.
not even your dad, just a dad.
Just a dad. Like Mr. T's probably a dad too,
Yeah.
like him.
No
He's a
one's
dad
dad.
now.
No. Yeah, just.
I'm gonna have to be sappy too and say it's probably my wedding day when I got married to Sarah. That's a memory I want to hold on to. It was a good
Oh.
time.
Dang, I'm so sorry.
It's a good day.
Yeah, it's a good day. Well, so wait, so when were you married? How long ago?
It was in 2006 in June, and I was a little boy and she was a little girl. It was illegal for us to be getting married in the first place.
You were
but
both 3 years
we had
old.
Parents that had signed off on it.
Yeah.
After a lot of legal troubles, and
Because 3-year-olds technically can't marry.
at the end of the day, we ended up having like a pretty amazing ceremony at a shooting range in Arizona, and it was probably one of the best days of my life.
Oh. I don't think I have a memory.
None of my family
I
showed
don't-
up at all. Like none of my
Everyone
aunts
you
or
love.
uncles were there. No friends or anything. In fact,
this
there wasn't
all
even a
serious?
priest
Yeah, I
there.
was
or
gonna say,
anything.
yeah. Was there anybody to marry you?
No,
there
there was no one there.
Was Sarah
at all.
herself there?
Sarah actually was late, but when she got there, I had left too. So
Yeah, we should not do table talks after
Lunch, there's a reason we do it in
everybody-
the morning.
I mean, look,
There's a reason we
my
do it
wedding was
in the
great. It
morning.
was in my mother-in-law's backyard. It was really beautiful. There was the Chinese lanterns and like all of our. We had a whole.
You mean like those?
Wasn't
Like-
too big. No, not the China balls.
Oh.
Like I'm talking about.
Oh,
the,
a lantern.
The Chinese lanterns.
I'm an idiot,
yeah.
is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, it was beautiful. Great times.
I don't
Best
have-
man. My brother was there. My family. Everybody. Everybody loved. Even my dog Muppy was there. She was like a little
Muppy?
flower girl or
Oh,
something.
Muppy.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit empty on the inside, so I don't really have any memories.
Do
I still
tell.
don't. I mean, all my feelings and my emotions have been
No.
dulled
Sucked
over
out.
Yeah, over time. I've come to not become attached to any of my memories because, in death, you have to let go of everything.
Right.
Therefore, nothing.
Including life.
Including life. It'll be sucked out of you by death himself.
Yeah.
His name is Robert Downey Jr.
I've heard some say that
I thought his
when
name
you
was,
die,
what's the name of that other one? Not Rob, but the other one.
Roberto,
On fucking
Home Improvement.
Legend of Korra.
Oh,
Dr.
Zahir.
No.
I hear that at the end of your life, your memories are gone. So it doesn't matter what
wait,
you
wait.
do.
Oh,
in
shit.
life.
Oh, this one's beautiful.
All right.
Release the Titan says, first off, good morning, y'all. Well, thank you.
Good morning.
Usually
In the
fell in the
afternoon.
morning, but this was in the afternoon. If you knew you could do anything and not fail, what would you do?
If I knew it. What?
Joe says he'd kill a man.
Kill him.
Wait, what is the question again?
If you could do one thing and definitely not fail, that you would do it perfectly, what would it be?
The triple Indy.
Okay.
You have you could run for president and you would win. And what is a triple Indy? Explain.
Just look it up, man.
Yeah. For me, it would be to eat everything.
No, you know what, man? I gotta change mine.
Nah, you are
Mine
good at triple
would be
Indy.
a cool player. It would be one of those like wacky player pianos, where it's got like the zigzags. You can pull the levers and it makes like fart sounds.
but if
and,
it's
like,
a player piano.
No,
then you're not
no.
doing-
You gotta listen to me.
Okay.
It's playing things, but you're also adding to it by pulling levers
Sound effects and-
and all sorts of other things. And I want to play like the greatest, happiest tune that has ever been played that would just create eternal world happiness.
You know what? I was thinking, there was something I've always wanted, but will not take any of my energy to do it because I'm lazy, is to be able to play the piano, just a regular piano.
Yeah.
I would want to be able to be a master god like a piano because I don't want to put any actual
Yeah.
work towards it.
Right.
Do you know what, actually? You know what I would say? If there was one thing that I could do and not fail, it would be to win in a fight. Like a
Win in a
physical
fight.
fight. No, because I don't fight.
You ever been in a fight?
No, because
Neither have I.
Neither have I.
I'm afraid of losing the fight, and I'm afraid that I'm not physically strong. I'm afraid I'm not fast enough. All these fears about being physically weaker than other people instilled in me when I was a kid. So yeah, if there was one thing that I could do, it would be to be in a fucking fight and just win.
So, okay, for you guys at home, what is something that you would like to do that you would be perfect at, but it's only one thing? Let us know in those comments. We might talk about it on our ComCom on the Nerd channel. We give away t-shirts and all sorts of cool shit. Guys, thank you for joining us for this table talk where we talk about your topics using the hashtag table... Good
job.
almost.
Good
we talk about your topics
heifer,
using the
bro.
hashtag table talk on Twitter, or you can go to reddit.com/r/SourceFed, and you can go to the appropriate area there, and you can submit your own topics. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
Foxtown.
I'm Matt Lieberman.
Foxtown.